Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I am so excited to introduce to you one of my favorite things, chocolate. And I am here with Art Pollard, the owner of Amano Artisan Chocolates. Thanks so much for being here this morning. Kind of a rush getting here, but we are excited to have you here and to tell us more about chocolate, especially for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, welcome, and thanks for coming on our show.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Chocolate is, wow, it's the heart of Valentine's.
There's always something, so like you taste it, you have so many memories with it, whether it be with a holiday or just something you love, a certain taste you like. So,
yeah.
So first off, I'm curious, kind of what is the history? What is it about chocolate that people are like, oh my gosh, it's chocolate. I just want some of that.
You know, the interesting thing with chocolate is that in some ways it's really kind of, it's a new thing and it's an old thing.
Okay.
I mean, the history traces all the way back to the Olmecs, but they were using it as a drink. And
cocoa beans were once used as money, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah.
They were. And in fact, just last week I came back from Honduras, and we visited a little island called Wanaha. And there, Christopher Columbus came, and the natives actually came out, and they offered him cocoa beans.
Really?
Yeah. So
I wish wherever I traveled, they would offer me chocolate. Here you go, Chelsea. We're glad to have you here.
And you know, Christopher Columbus, he was all confused because he didn't know what it was for.
What is this? He had no idea.
But we visited the bay where it all happened, and it was a really great experience.
And what a cool thing, you know, with Amano chocolates to kind of go back to the roots of where that kind of came from.
Exactly.
So cool. So kind of tell us what we have going on here and the different tastes and types of chocolate.
So what I did, we brought up just a few different of our chocolate bars. We have about 9 different chocolate bars that we make, and they're all chocolate made from different regions.
Okay.
And every region has its own unique flavor characteristics.
Okay, and why do these different regions have different flavors? Is that like the soil, the climate? What factors
it's the
into
soil, climate, just the genetics. We figure a lot of these areas have been growing cocoa for, you know, literally hundreds of, if not thousands of years. And so every area has like developed its own flavor characteristics to how their ancestors liked it.
Great. So tell me about this. This is Dos Rios.
Dos Rios.
What is this?
That is a real special bar. That's actually made from beans from the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
That we actually have an exclusive agreement for.
Really?
Yeah.
You got in there.
Yeah.
You got the hookup.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about Dos Rios is that the chocolate actually tastes like it's got bergamot orange, which is the type of orange they use for Earl Grey tea.
Okay.
And lavender.
Lavender and orange.
Yeah.
I bet that's an interesting taste.
And we'll taste that in just a second.
Okay, I'm excited.
But first we're going to taste the chuao.
Okay, well, let's
I
show
already
these guys.
broke off a little piece for you.
Thank you. Let's show them what that looks like first. Chuao, where's this one from?
And this comes from Chuao, Venezuela.
Okay.
And it's this little village, and the only way you can get there is by fishing boat.
Really?
And they have this great heritage. They've been growing literally the world's best cocoa for the last 400 years. Yeah, we pay about 4 times market rate for the cocoa.
Wow.
So that puts all those fair trade things to shame.
Okay, so tell me about the taste that's in this little bite. What are the flavors in this?
So you'll naturally get flavors of plum and red fruit and smoke and cream and maybe like a little nuttiness. And it's just a very, very complex flavor for chocolate. You know, chocolate doesn't have to be just simply chocolate.
Okay.
In terms of flavor.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
I bite mine.
A little bite is good.
We'll just wait 30 seconds.
So.
That is delicious. It's so smooth. And kind of explain to me, sorry guys, no, chocolate. So explain to me, just like, because I know there's a difference between the smoothness of a chocolate and then you have cheaper brands, which we won't mention, but they don't have that smooth texture. What makes that difference?
It's a matter of just taking the time and making the effort to actually make it as smooth as it needs to be. Most chocolate companies, because you're actually grinding the beans and sugar and so forth, and they actually grind their stuff down to about 20 microns, which is just about the level where your tongue senses smoothness. And we go down to 12, so we're about twice as smooth as...
twice as smooth, there you go.
You know, I mean, you can actually measure these things.
Wow.
So
and this is the Dos Rios?
This is the Dos Rios.
Okay. And this might be a dumb question, but is this dark chocolate, milk chocolate? Okay,
all
got
this
it.
is dark.
It tasted like dark chocolate, but I wasn't sure. Like, dark chocolate is the purer form, of course, than milk chocolate.
And we don't have the sort of bitterness that you get with a lot of your dark chocolates.
That is exactly right. I was like, why? This tastes like dark chocolate, but I'm not getting that bitterness.
Yeah.
Because I love dark chocolate. But
that comes from the high quality cocoa beans we use, and because of that, we don't have to over roast and burn the beans like the other manufacturers.
They burn the beans?
Literally.
Oh my gosh.
Because
no more of that cheap dark chocolate. So tell us again, Dos Rios.
Dos Rios.
This is the lavender.
This is one that tastes like lavender and bergamot orange.
Okay, all right. We'll let you guys taste this after, but I can totally taste the lavender.
Isn't it amazing?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
such an interesting combination.
Yeah, and it's nothing we're adding. That's just a natural component of the beans themselves.
I cannot believe the difference. Like, I don't think people realize that there is such a difference. Sorry, I really am going to eat these after, but I have a little mouth, and so I'm taking little bites so I can enjoy it more later. I'm not going to let you guys sit through my 5 minutes of chocolate tasting, but so there is such a difference. You can really tell.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that the general public, they don't realize that there's all these amazing flavors that you get with chocolate and all this complexity that you'd normally experience in like a wine or a fine olive oil.
That's what it reminds me of. It's like wine tasting.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like subtle arts where you just let it roll around and just sense all the different flavors. And there really is a difference. That one was lavender, then the other one was more the red fruit, you said. Right.
So, now here's one last taste here.
Okay.
And this is our Morobe, which actually comes from Papua New Guinea. We've got this one just a little bit off camera, but
there we go.
There we go.
And this is New Guinea, you said?
Yeah.
And it's cool. You have all these, the different pictures that kind of go along with the area.
And we have, we actually commission original artwork for every bar.
Really?
And so this one is actually, for this is Michael Coleman, who's a really highly collected artist.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a gorgeous picture. Yeah. That's nice. Very cool. So what are the tastes in this
one? So you'll actually get really bright citrus, like red grapefruit.
Okay.
And this is the natural part of the bean. And it's got a little tobacco-y and earthiness to it as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm ready. I can't believe the difference.
Yeah. And this is really great to cook with if you're doing like a pot de creme or some sort of like a pudding, or anytime you mix it with cream, it just.
What was the first thing you said was in this?
Like red grapefruit is what the flavor And
you can really like sense that earthiness in it, that kind of earthy tone that kind of rolls around there. Yeah. And it's I just love it, you guys. Chocolate's one of my favorite things. So this is the differences I think is very cool. So go on what you were saying.
Oh, like I say, all these flavor characteristics are just naturally part of the cocoa, and this one's really great to cook with.
It's got the grapefruit taste.
Yeah, it comes in and kind of punches you right.
It does. It kind of goes along. So.
And so we actually supply like some of the top chefs in the country.
Really?
We supply Deer Valley and Montage.
Okay. Well, that's excellent.
But we supply like all three of Mario Batali's restaurants in Vegas and Chez Panisse, Gramercy Tavern.
So tell me, you guys are based in Orem?
In Orem. Yeah.
Okay. And you guys have had, obviously with your reach with these restaurants and resorts, you guys have had kind of an international stretch, obviously. And you've been recognized for, tell me.
Yeah, well, we've won numerous awards, as in like over somewhere on the order of 10 awards at the London Academy of Chocolate.
Wow.
I don't actually remember the actual number. But
oh gosh, that's something to say how many you won. I don't remember how many I've won.
Yeah, well, in the we've been shipping for about 5 years, and in that time we've won over 100 first place awards.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. So, I mean, from tasting it, you can tell definitely high quality chocolate there, and it tastes excellent. So one last question for you. May I be a chocolate taster?
Absolutely.
Please. I'll do that on the side. After I'm in Park City, I'll drive Provo County and come to Orem and
there we go.
Be a chocolate
we got a new employee.
Please, try me out. Well, what makes a good chocolate taster? Just last thing with that. So people, when they're tasting this chocolate.
It's mostly just about just slowing down and really enjoying it. And then you start off with good quality chocolate that has all these sort of flavors.
Okay.
And it's just a matter of just slowing down, putting it in your mouth, and just letting it melt. and just don't chew it up because all of a sudden
the flavor's gone. It's out.
It's in your stomach and you can't taste it in your stomach.
That's true. Very true.
It's just a matter of slowing down and enjoying. And that's the way it is for most good food.
Yeah, and kind of a good commentary on life. Just slow it down and enjoy it, and then pop one of these chocolates in while you're at it. So
there's nothing that makes life a little better than a little bit of chocolate.
I know, right? Having a bad day, just get the chocolate, or just to enjoy those different subtle flavors. So thank you so much, Art, for being here this morning.
Well,
chocolate in the morning, such a good idea.
It's great. It's the way every morning should start.
I know. Does your morning always start with chocolate?
Pretty much.
For reals? Okay. Well, I would too if I was the owner of a chocolate. Amazing chocolate store. So thank you so much for being here, and some excellent chocolates we have. You can tell how excited I am about this. So thank you very much, Art. So
well, thank you.
All right, and coming up after the break, we'll be talking with friends of animals and see what cute little critters they brought in for us. So join us after the break.